What is up, guys? Welcome back to Beyond the Barrel Bourbon. I am Eric. That is Phil.
I'm Phil.
And today we are going to dive a little bit into K.Luke Toasted. All three batches.
It's my personal favorite expression
From K.Luke.
of K.Luke.
I agree.
Yeah.
The toasted rye is really good from what I remember. We should have had the rye with us, huh? We should have thrown that in there. Oh, well.
Yeah, we've got three. That's
It's fair enough for a work day.
for being at the office.
That's a fair enough for a work day.
It's just an excuse for us to drink in the office after hours.
After hours, of course.
It's important. As far as what do we got? Batch 1, 2, and 3.
Batch 1, 2, and 3. Batch 1 looks like it's been open the longest.
It has been.
And
I've been nursing that because it's so good.
Oddly enough, batch 2 is the fresh crack. Triple J, Jeff sent us the batch 2 and batch 3. He's letting us pop it on the show, which we did pre-pop.
Batch 2. I was just waiting to pop it until...
In case we had to get into another cork debacle.
So you think there's anything people should know about the toasted bourbon specifically?
I know batch 3 is award-winning.
Okay.
I'm going to cheat because Jonathan Maisano, the owner of K.Luke, actually sent me what the awards were, and I don't want to mess them up. So I knew one was San Francisco. That's what it is. San Francisco World Spirits Competition, double gold, 99 points.
Makes sense to me.
It does. It's also in the running for Whiskey of the Year, blended Whiskey of the Year. Hang on, no, it's not. It's in the running for Special Barrel Finished Bourbon of the Year, and it got a double platinum with Ascot.
Ascot Award. So Fred Minnick.
So Minnick Award. So
Minnick's a fan.
That's a tough critic though, man.
I think it's distributed in 6 states. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Wyoming.
And it's on Sealbox.
Sealbox.
So
yeah, that's
a good outlet.
The first time the batch 2 came out that's when I tried to get it on Sealbox, because after batch 1 came out, I for sure was on getting batch 2, and then I couldn't find it anywhere.
Right. I think
Sealbox.
I'm seeing it on shelves. I know I saw it. I think I saw it at Martin's, maybe.
I'm gonna pour batch 1 while
go
you're
ahead.
talking here.
I saw it at Martin's. I think I saw it at Savannah. So I mean, I'm not batch 1 obviously, but I have seen batch 2 and 3 on the shelf. So I think they cost right around about $100, if I'm not mistaken, about 110
Generally, when you
bucks.
see it's 100 to 120 or so.
It was somewhere in that range,
depending where you find it. So on the higher price end,
I went with a smaller pour than you this time, because I respect the pour and I respect your lack of batch 1 remaining.
So it's got limited distribution, so it's still somewhat of a kind of hidden gem.
Yeah,
I'd say.
I agree.
It's hard to get a grasp on how well known it is in like the national market, just because it's pretty prominent here. That's all I have to go on, you know.
Now, I've been in talks with Jonathan. I talked to him earlier today, actually. He's talking about coming on the show with us pretty soon. We just got to make sure the schedule's line. I mean, he's back and forth so much. And he's also in Mississippi, too. So they're a state over. And he can kind of go into some more of the details, the finer details. But I know he is a certified sommelier, which is what, Phil, a wine expert?
It's a wine expert,
kind of like a nosing tasting expert. Him and his wife are both into that, so they both own K.Luke.
When we act like we know what we're smelling and tasting, he actually
does.
So
right.
God.
So yeah, what would he say this smells like? It'd probably be a lot more refined than what I'm gonna say.
Delicious.
It does smell very good.
It smells. I don't want to spend too much time nosing.
No, because
you get some very traditional bourbon notes here: vanilla, caramel.
God, stop saying that. It's caramel.
It's caramel,
No,
and you do get a little bit of oakness on it.
I get fruitiness.
There is some fruit here. This one I haven't had any other 2. This one does tend to have like an almost jammy, like raisin like fruit to it.
I'm kind of getting like a blackberry-ish.
It's a darker fruit.
Blackberry, raspberry, something like that.
But that toasted...
But raisin, I see raisin.
The toastedness of this does come through on the nose. All right, I'm ready.
Same. It's really good.
That is going to be hard, to be honest,
I think this
for
one
2 and 3 to beat.
didn't this win one of Todd's briefcases? Was it the
No, Todd and I ranked it first. You ranked it behind Turkey 12.
Well, that's not a shock for me.
Wild Turkey 12.
But I still think it won though, didn't it? Didn't it
No,
win? Oh no, that's right. Turkey 12 won that one.
You get wild with your rankings.
I do. It happens. My bad.
This has done well in every blind it's been in, though.
I remember pouring this at your house early on when you first opened it, and I thought it was really good. This has opened up extremely nicely. I mean, I'm getting a sweetness on the palate, and it's kind of got a like a butterscotchy finish.
To me, I'm getting almost kind of like a leathery tobacco note on the finish. It's very long finish. You do get a pretty good. What's the proof on this? Because you get a pretty good hug on it.
That is the highest proof of the three. That's
119.2.
This one will be the lowest proof of the bunch.
You get the more decadent, richer notes up front. The more traditional bourbon notes. You get a touch of oak, which I like, and I like the kind of. This is the first time I've had it where I've gotten that kind of leathery tobacco. It's very faint, not heavy, but to me, those lend themselves to longer finishes. This is a long finish. It's still on my palate.
Finally, stop talking.
Great mouthfeel.
Very good mouthfeel. For sure, very good mouthfeel. I save a little bit in that glass if you can, because we're going to run through them.
Yeah.
I don't want to pour too much, because we've got 3.
I just want to...
Here's batch 2. Wait,
this show's mostly for me to decide what my favorite batch is. Y'all are just along for the ride.
Just everything that K.Luke's been putting out has been really good.
Oh man. Their corks are good.
The cork's very good. The toasted rye was very good. I think Jeff poured me a sample of toasted rye, and I thought it was fantastic. But moving on to...
This one smells a little richer on the nose.
Well, I'm kind of wondering...
A little more like...
how distinctly different the 3 are going to be. Because, I mean, obviously, if Batch 3 is winning all these awards...
Maybe a little more...
I'm getting more caramel in this. More vanilla caramel in this.
It's a little more caramel forward. Maybe even maybe a little butterscotchy.
So fun fact, Jonathan actually, when he does his single barrels... When he's doing the blends, he does them all completely blind. Doesn't want to know proof, age, area of the rickhouse, what rickhouse it's in. He wants to do it completely blind. I think Jennifer does it also. He can correct me on this if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Jennifer does this with him also. And then they pick that perfect barrel, and that's what they start blending with, and then it starts the whole process. So
high and low rye blend. So I think from what I'm getting on the nose on the second one,
these should all be a little bit different.
Based on what I'm getting on the nose, I think batch 2, I think I'm getting less of that rye profile.
This is more bourbony.
And more of the decadent bourbon notes here. Because this is almost, I shouldn't say creamy, but
I
like
know what you mean.
Butterscotch, caramel cream.
I'm getting more of that on the nose of
this
2.
one had a little more oak touch to it.
I still a
little more clove maybe.
The dark fruit still carries though. I'm still getting that like the
yeah. This is
like a raisin, man. Like I see what you mean. Once you said raisin, I get it. But like kind of dark
and that
fruit,
jammy, raisiny, plummy kind of.
I'm still getting a hint of oak on this too, though.
Another good mouthfeel.
Okay, so for me, batch 2 is creamier.
I do think the mouthfeel is a little more viscous on 2.
Mm-hmm. It kind of it coats a lot better.
I do think on 1, the finish was longer.
I'm still waiting. It's to be determined for me.
Pops is calling.
Sorry, dude. We're live.
He's calling about my door. I have a door outside, and something fell and it jammed in, and I can't open it.
That's unfortunate.
Can't cut my grass.
I mean, it's to be fair, it's November. We shouldn't have to be cutting grass, but happy August 73rd to you, with it being 90 degrees outside still.
Okay. It's muggy out there.
Okay.
All right. Do you have a standout? I'm not going to ask you to tell me what you're ranking them so far, but do you have a clear?
My leaning right now is batch 1.
Okay.
I like it's a little bit sweeter, a little bit more fruity, a little bit spicier, of a profile.
A little pour batch 3. I do think batch 1 was a little more complex.
Well, I was getting ready to say, like, after having it again, I'm getting more complexity from it, and it's got that spice profile on the front end of it that I like, and it kind of finishes a little spicy.
Okay.
All right, so this is the award winner here.
I mean, for all I know, I haven't.
Well, this is the
all
one.
won awards.
They may have, but this is the one that I know for sure has like the 99 and Ascot Award. I think that's what I read. Okay. This one kind of brings some of that fruitiness back.
They all have that similar caramel, kind of butterscotchy, creamy note to them.
This one almost smells more like a marshmallow, like a toasted marshmallow.
This one does smell the most decadent to me.
It smells very good. I know you'll love it when people say that. It smells good.
No, I only hate it when I ask for an opinion.
Oh, like when you asked Jeff, what did he think of whatever it was, and he said it's good.
Todd does that.
No, yeah,
no.
Todd does do
Todd
that.
asks Jeff what he thinks, and he says it's good. This one.
Yeah, but Todd says it's good too, though.
Yeah, vanilla caramel, a little butterscotch, maybe almost borderline honey.
We're getting
Very decadent on the nose.
We're getting to the closing stages of Todd's famous bourbon briefcase before we start the playoffs. The nose on this is definitely more decadent.
This is the I think this is my favorite. This is. I'm getting charred oak here. Well, shouldn't say charred oak. This is like that smoky oak.
Oh yeah.
This
tastes old.
This is the most distinct of the three for sure.
That's oak, dude. That's that oak. That's that oak note that I chase.
This is toast. I can't. Obviously, but it's that smokier oak. It kind of reminds me of that oak profile you get on the Michter's toasted bourbon.
If you're in the 100 nut market for bourbon, K.Luke is money well spent. Chase Simmons, I could not agree more, Chase.
This, to me, is like proofed up. And I'll be honest, I think it's better than the Michter's toasted bourbon.
I agree. I think this is better than Elijah Craig toasted bourbon.
This is. Yeah, based off that nose, I wasn't expecting that smoky oak profile.
No, that is fantastic.
But I love it.
Oh my God.
So
my rankings right now are 3-1-2.
Comp wise, taste profile wise, I would say is the Michter's toasted bourbon.
I could see that.
It's got that smokiness, a little less smoky on the nose. That smokiness is there on the profile. I love that. And when I say smoky oak, I'm not meaning like Scotch.
No,
Smoky,
not that
kind of
smoky. Not a peaty smoke. No.
But it's almost like
the
barrels there burning.
It's like campfire. It's like a campfire smoke.
Yeah, and but it's proofed up. It's a longer finish than I mean, chances are if you get the Michter's toasted, you're gonna probably not necessarily, but you might end up paying more than what you would pay for this.
I think I got the toasted and it was right around the same price. I think it was like $115.
It's a bottle that can demand, since it's a limited Michter's release, it can demand some higher.
You don't have an empty glass there, huh? Let's say if you got an empty glass, you could pour the Michter's toasted right behind you.
Good hugs. This is my favorite.
Oh, mine too. Easily.
I'm gonna batch 3.
Batch 3, man. Hey, Jonathan, Jennifer, great job. I mean, I know we don't have the We don't have the authority that that Minix got, but hey, well, you got 2 fans over here. You got 3 fans actually. Triple J is actually here, but he's hiding in the back. So,
Man, I'm just gonna do a quick
run through.
Well, I wanna make sure we might end up with the same ranking.
Yeah, that oak on batch 3 is awesome.
Yep. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 3's the clear winner for me.
Same.
Um,
Yeah, but
1 and 2 are closer.
I don't think to me they're all distinctly different.
3 is the most unique
3 is unique
by far.
I still like the profile of 1. I really like that spice on it, but the oak, man, the oak on 3 is fabulous.
I could swap 2 and 1 on any given day. I feel like 3 will always take the cake for me. It's most distinct. It hits on a profile I like. You still get some of those richer bourbon notes, but I like that some of that.
It tastes old, right? Like, do you get that? Like, you see what I mean by it tastes old with that? It tastes like an old oak barrel. It tastes like it sat in the barrel for a while. Is that's what I'm.
You're definitely tasting the barrel here.
That's what I'm going with. It tastes like it sat in the barrel for a while.
But, I mean, I don't remember what I paid for batch 1. I thought it was for sure worth the price. It was somewhere between 100 and 120.
Right.
And I would for sure say batch 3 is worth it. It's not a bottle that's available widely. Not a lot of people know about it, so it's not something that demands like secondary prices.
Well, it's also only in 5 states too. So
6.
Well, yeah.
In seal box, so
Seal boxes. Well, it's national.
But like, it's not something that's going to demand secondary prices. So what you see is what you get with it. So I think, as far as their toasted bourbons go, that
This might be.
these are $100+ quality
I agree.
bottles.
Jeff commented creme brulee. I can see it. I can kind of see it.
On which batch?
I'm guessing 3. But I say that I get creme brulee on Russell's 15. That's where I get the most. So with this, I'm getting more caramel and butterscotch.
I'll just say this.
When I think creme brulee, I'm kind of thinking more puddingy, like kind of like on that end of it, like a.
The closest thing I get to a creme brulee note is 2.
Really?
Batch 2. Mid palate. But I'll say this: if you are specifically if you love toasted bourbons, you will specifically love 3. You'll love all 3 of these, but 3's the one's out right now. 3's the one you're gonna find.
Chase is saying that batch 10 is the new release of the bourbon, which we have seen that one. We haven't done a show on that one yet, but he's saying that's the best since batch 6. So, and I can see that. I mean that. You would think that as they go, they're gonna get better. He's getting more comfortable doing it, right? Mm-hmm. And it's he's got a really good reputation for being a really good blender. So,
so in summary, for me, 1 had kind of the complexity I liked.
Mm-hmm.
2 for me was the most decadent as far as richness. 3 had some decadent notes. It was balanced out by that smoky oak, and I love oak. This, to me, is a very quintessential...
Here he goes with the big words again.
I didn't know what else to use, and I panicked. Sorry. Toasted bourbon.
Yeah.
Like, when I'm chasing a toasted bourbon profile, this is it.
This is it.
This is it. It's, like I said, it comps great. I would say better than the Michter's toasted bourbon.
I can see that, but could that also be a proof thing? Well, for you,
the finish is longer for me. I do like the proof is giving me a little more hug,
mm-hmm.
which I love. I like it just sticking around mm-hmm. in the chest a little bit. So it could be. If you, so yeah, like maybe if you prefer a lower proof toasted, the Michter's might be up your alley. If you're a person that likes maybe that, for me, kind of that sweet spot's around between 110, 115.
These are close. These are almost
sometime
almost 120. But
120. I think once you start getting above 120, sometimes it can overwhelm some of the flavors. So these are kind of right in that sweet spot for me proof-wise. So like, whereas the Michter's Toasted might be a better bourbon, even though it's limited for Michter's and it's hard to find, it might be a better bourbon profile-wise for someone just getting into whiskey. Someone that's been in whiskey a while, I think that loves that toasted profile, that's chasing it, would love batch 3. It's not, to me, something that you can spend 100 to 120 on and drink it and be like, I'm sorry I did that.
Right.
I just, even if you don't think it's as good as I think it is, I think you'll be like,
you won't have that buyer's remorse.
Yeah, I don't think you could have buyer's remorse on this. This is might be my favorite toasted I've had, honestly.
So in my summary, my recap, I'll say number one, batch 1 for me it was the sweetness and the spice on it, not heat, but the spice, kind of like, I hate to say it again, but the turkey spice, I kind of got a little bit of that on there.
I will say that the rye profile was most prominent on batch 1.
And so and it makes sense, because if you look at my history, why batch 2 wasn't my favorite is I generally don't tend to lean towards the decadent bourbons. I just don't. I mean, I don't hate it, I don't dislike it. I tend to gravitate towards the spicier or the oaky. And
I like the decadence of 2, but you got decadence in 1. It was just balanced out.
It was more balanced,
right.
but it also added that rye spice that I like.
Which is why the 1 took it from me as well.
And then obviously batch 3 for me was also my clear winner. Very balanced, but I'm gonna tell you what sold it for me was the oak. I've been chasing it ever since Found North, man. I've been chasing that oak note, and now this is only the second thing that I've had it on outside of Found North, which the other would be Still Austin.
To me, that is the most, as far as someone who's chasing, if you're chasing that toasted profile, this fits the bill.
Yeah, I agree.
The most of all these, the batch 3, which is luckily for people that are able to get it, is the most recent batch, so it's likely the one you're going to find right now. And I can for sure see why it's getting all these accolades, because honestly, I'm trying to think now. I'm not thinking of all the toasted products I've had recently, but
I mean, so the most recent
it might be my most.
Outside of this one, we had the toasted rye from Elijah Craig, which I don't know that can play with this. I don't know. I don't think.
I mean, I'm trying to think of. We had the
Michter's.
Michter's is.
That's why I was telling you, if you want to pour it right next to it.
So it might be my favorite
proof.
toasted product.
I think I'm right there with you.
At least it's my favorite toasted product that's coming to mind.
Same here. Batch 3, man. Go get yourself some batch 3s.
If you see it,
you see it, get it, man. It's you're not going to see anybody really price gouging this. It's between $100 and $120.
And it's worth it. If because a lot of people see it, and they see bottles they don't know, and it's priced at a certain point, and they're like,
Yeah.
And it's if you like toasted and you like toasted, get it. You're not gonna be
upset with this. So guys, with that, find something to throw at my camera. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the suggestions.
Todd's Bourbon Briefcase tomorrow. We're doing 2 this month.
Yep. Prepping it up for the playoffs, baby.
All 10 of his winner. We're gonna do the best. We're gonna have a tournament of the best bourbons we've had on the show this year. All Todd's,
our whiskey of the year.
All of Todd's.
Right, not actual whiskey of the year.
Yeah, and they don't have to be 2024 releases. It's just we've had it on the show.
We've had it on the show.
All of Todd's Bourbon Briefcase winners will be in the tournament, so that's 10.
That's 10, and then we're going to have
our 5 highest rated outside of that.
I still think we need to add a wild card, but that's just...
You just want to add Disco 11.
I do want to add, because Disco 11 is amazing. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Wow, I coughed right on the show.
I coughed all over the show.
On the show. What a jerk, man. All on the set.
On my butt.
You're stupid. Guys.
I want some Taco Bell.
Oh, gross.
Chalupa.
Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification. I'm Eric, that's Phil.
Luxbox.
And he's out.
Spills out.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks for the bottles. Wow.
Shut it.
What a sham.